Hey guys, it's a History Nerd, and we are back with another exciting episode of Victoria 2 Heart of Darkness, Italy. Where we last left off, Prussia decided to declare war on Austria, and being the good allies that we are, we tagged along. So one of the first things that I want to do before things get really kicking off is to go to Austria and see if we can add a war goal. The war's not going well enough, so we just gotta, you know, take some things, which should be relatively easy. I want to get rid of Saki here with that morale of -9. There we go, Zuppelli. Yeah, you know, we'll take the prestige hit for now, and we can leave Cesarini in here. Just, you know, it shouldn't be too much of an issue. What else have we got? We could take a look at raising some more troops, except we've only got Africa, Asia, and North America. Let's go to regulars. Yeah, we can only raise them in places where we don't necessarily need to raise them. What we could also do is mobilize, but to be quite honest, if we take a look at the way things are going, most of the Austrian armies appear to be positioned up north against the Prussians and their whole schwack of allies that I would imagine would wind up getting drug into this war. Down in the south, it looks like, from what we can see, granted, we can't see that much, but from what we can see, you know, they've only got 51, whereas we've got 108. So, we should be okay, I think. You know, we'll see how this fight goes. We'll actually turn you off. But with them only at half morale, and us being much stronger, if we do wind up fighting... See, that is a concern, and I'm not sure we'll be able to get this army in quick enough. So let's see... Yeah, that river crossing penalty. There's probably other things going on than just the river crossing penalty. If we take a look at our military technology, actually, we could probably do to get some, you know, military tactics up. That would probably be a good idea. Thankfully, we're almost done market structure. And, well, our first battle may not be a glorious victory like I think it should be. And there you go. It wouldn't surprise me. Oh no, the Austrians have fled. So that's good. They're probably going to go up north and face the amazing onslaught of the German military. Oh no, they're down here now, are ya? I see the game you want to play. Well, we'll let those guys recover. Obviously, the soldiers need better food at the moment. Perfect. We can go and we can get, I think what we'll want is army decision making and get that military tactics plus 10%. So let's do that. We are like 26 years behind on it, so it's not a surprise that our army got a little beat back, you know? So when you're dealing with just fighting natives and tribals, you forget what it's like to fight an equal. Awkward sentence, but it's true. The Mexican government has been toppled, and the rebels blame Italian influence as one of the primary causes. We have lost influence in Mexico, sadly. Now, do we want to go and get a cause belli against Mexico, or do we just want to leave it? I don't necessarily want to lose the prestige, but if we take a look, they should be... Oh, they're still friendly with the US? I don't like the direction this is taking, guys. I have a feeling, although I can't say for sure, that the US supported the revolution and made sure that Mexico left. Well, at this stage, we're in really no position to go to war with Mexico. We can afford to take the infamy hit, which we will. I think. Yeah, we'll take the infamy. But like I say, we're not going to go to war with them. So, you know, thanks, America. Still, could be worse. This war should be going well enough soon that we'll be able to add in one of wartime election. As the Italian election begins, the people are all too keenly aware that the nation exists in a state of war. Debates in Rome rage over the state of war, though the overwhelming feeling is that now more than ever citizens should be supporting the Italian government. Still, there are some who believe that now is the perfect time for a change. Let's hope it doesn't get crazy change. Although a state capitalist change would be okay. We should be able to hammer in to this Austrian army here and reach some kind of military success. With that many units in, I would be surprised if we lost. Many of the workers in Hispaniola live a tragic life. Miserable and dejected, these poor souls are unable to fulfill even the most basic life needs. Among their flimsy shanties and squalid alleys, a champion has arisen among them. He preaches a new system to the hopeless masses, in which every willing man and woman has a job and is provided for. A system in which the rich do not prey upon the weak. Factory workers across the state are heeding his words, and the capitalists are fearful of the consequences. State capitalism and intervention? Absolutely, sir. Bring me the victory that we so desperately need. Political victory, of course. Military victory is coming along relatively nicely. Baden, welcome to Italy. Come on down for a vacation. It'll be grand. I promise you that. Alright, well, we can move the Third Army and the Sardinian Army in and around some more Austrian land to conquer. And really what I'm... Oh. Excellent, fast ship killers, that's a good thing. Of course we can't negotiate or add a war goal against ourselves, that would be silly. We gotta wait for the war to get better. Are we actually gonna win this? Yeah, we're actually gonna win it. That's a great idea. We should absolutely monopolize it. The Italian markets have shown increasing strength as of late, and there are signs that industrial investments are prospering. Wonderful. And we're getting victories in the war? Even better. But we don't make the front page, actually. Well, boo to that. Boo to that. Now, I'm hoping our friends to the north don't wind up occupying these Italian lands that we're going to want. And I don't even know, with it being a brothers' war, whether we'll be able to make use of it. Why is nothing happening in Peru? Oh, well, that would be why. We could use a little bit of points just to dissuade the US there. Two debaters are arguing heatedly about their views. The rest of the hall sits dumbfounded when words like aliens, minorities, ethnic, and cultural groups are thrown between the two. We'll go limited citizenship. This time around, monopolizing is always a great idea. And I guess we could pull a whistle-stop tour if we wanted to, gain some prestige. Now, you stay out of these Italian lands. Especially Trent. You're not headed to Trent, are you? You are, you bastard. We're going to be able to beat them there? Probably not. 10th of April? Yeah, we're definitely not going to be able to, so we'll go into Padua. And this Austrian army marching around. Oh, you think you're gonna retake Milan? Do you? We need to upgrade their weapons, and we need to go and stop them from sieging down Milan. Ladies and gentlemen, today is an important day. Our first commerce raider has been built. These things have been sitting here for ages, And they've finally been built. It's a shame we don't need them anymore. They're a little bit outdated. But it's still an exciting day. Are you kidding? Are we just going to play this game? Chase you down? Surge of socialism? Well, that could be bad. That could be good. We'll have to see what happens. Our population appears to be increasing. That's a wonderful thing. More babies. Back them up. If we can get a socialist government in place, we can fix our industry, and damn, things will be looking pretty. Alright, let's go and... Come on. Go to Venice. There we go. And let's check. Can we add a war goal? We can. Acquire core. I think we'll go for Venetia. Mainly because we've got our increased tensions in Lombardia. Now, I don't know what will happen if that fires while we're at war with Austria. It's probably not a good thing. Interesting. As in, it probably won't help us. But don't stay out of my Venetian lands. Oh, well, you can kill Austrians. Yeah, that's fine. Well, we'll see. Hopefully, because they're allied to us, it'll count for us. What have we got? Factories push for free trade. Let us... Well, everybody likes free trade, so we'll support the campaign wholeheartedly so we don't anger anybody. We don't want to anger anyone. I see what you're doing. Don't worry. Don't worry. We'll take care of you, little Austrian army. Yeah, they're going to get there first, so in that case, we'll come back this way and kill those guys. So despite the surge in socialists, we've still got a conservative and reactionary force, or party that won, which means we can't build factories. Boo earns to that. But what can you do? At least, you know, people are pro-military. The second important issue is planned economy, though, so I don't know how the conservatives are still so freaking popular, but they are. So it's a thing. It's a quirk. A so-called friendly society has been established in one of our provinces. The Friendly Society is a loose association of people often working in the same or similar trades as each other, dedicated to providing members with mutual economic assistance in the forms of unemployment insurance, loans, and cooperative banking. We'll let them continue to exist. We don't need poor people rising up while we're at war with Austria. That would just not be a good thing. You're sitting around doing nothing. So how about you go do something? And these little Austrian armies. Newly arrived immigrants in our provinces are finding it hard to assimilate into the broader Italian populace, and many among the local population have come to view them as an alien presence. Immigrants live in separate areas of the city, go to separate schools and shops, and generally have very little contact with the extended community. They must be integrated by force if necessary, or seem the locals have the right ideas. I guess we'll integrate by force. That should theoretically get the Italian nation built up. Conservatives declare victory. That is old news. Want a battle? I'm just trying to see if I could find any more of the ships that we got, because I'm not sure if that... Oh, it is still a naval rally point. That is good. So at some point, we might actually utilize our fleet properly. Now, I'm sitting here taking attrition damage like an idiot. Was it really? If you were here, could you not have just gone that way? Maybe that's what that blue border signifies? That you can't cross there, I guess? Oh, come on, really? At least that's easy to deal with. Do I have naval? I do. I've got to make sure... We'll do this after the war if I remember, but I've got to make sure to upgrade those naval bases. Seems silly to have unupgraded naval bases just sitting there not doing anything. Victory in Padua, that's great news, but we gotta keep pressing the advantage here, guys. Really work down the Austrians, and things should be just fine. Sphere of influence with Mexico, really? I mean, I really doubt we'll be able to make this work, but we're going to keep trying. The U.S. can't have everything in America. That just wouldn't be right. There we go. That should take care of them. And that's good. We're going to pull you back into... Will Parma have enough supply? Yeah, Parma, maybe not. Supply 40, 50, 50, 49, 49, 52. Yeah, I guess we'll pull him back into Genoa. Probably need to expand some of these forts to get that supply limit up. Recently, the international community has become increasingly aware of the so-called plight of the poor oppressed people in Hispaniola. It is claimed we have long oppressed them and that they long to be free from our benevolent rule. That's poppycock, if you ask me. Of course not. You can raise the flashpoint tension. Nobody's gonna support Haitian well, maybe the U.S. will. Or Hispaniolan independence. Okay, so with that military tech researched, we should probably go with risk management. Or maybe military statistics might be good. Because I think, yeah, we took a supply increase there, so we can knock that down with statistics. Or the iron breech, maybe breech-loaded artillery would be a good idea. Let's get some fancy guns going. And this war, it's got to be coming along nicely. Acquire core. We've got Venezia. So why don't we go with I think Dalmatia would be a good idea. Right? Is that? No, Istra. Dalmatia would just be along the coast, wouldn't it? With no land connection to Italy. So, Knights of the Old Republic. Who knew that was in this game? Let's add... do we want... Or maybe South Trio? South Trio wouldn't be bad. We would wind up taking in quite a lot. Well, maybe not. We would get a little bit of a German majority in one of the provinces of South Trio, but that shouldn't be too bad. Yeah, we could do that. Diplomacy, out of war goal, acquire core, South Trio, proceed. So, I mean, we're going to have to really push this war to 100%. Maybe I, kind of railroaded Prussia into a position they don't necessarily want to be in. But things are going so well on the southern front. I don't see why we wouldn't want to press our advantage as hard as we can. What might be a nice little bit of a gesture, though, is to send the Sardinian army out to just kind of assist in stamping down some of the Austrians. Because I imagine Prussia would be appreciative of something like that. And I think that's going to be the best land grab that we're going to be able to pull off against Austria for now. And then we can worry about, getting the flashpoint tension to where it needs to be. I mean, it's already at 100%. I don't know how long it'll take to fire. Clergyman, where are you? In Tukari. We don't need you anymore, so let's send you into the Italian Congo. Yeah, that'll work. That's another commerce raider set and ready. Do we know what is in this fleet? Oh, it disappeared. But I can't imagine Austria has all that powerful of a fleet. A place to live and escape the weather, some clothing for warmth and comfort, some food, bread, and cheese one day, perhaps meat a good day. We don't want much. We don't need much. Just some necessities to be able to live and work. Build local support for this reform. Or we could just push forward. Yeah, let's push forward with that reform. We're kind of angering the rich people, but you know what? I've got to say, the rich people haven't really been all that helpful. What with their desires of, you know, building paper factories everywhere and printing presses and things we don't necessarily need. When really all we need is a steamer ship factory and, you know, needless to say, that's not come along that well. Clausewitzian theory, collectivism, and initial bolt-action rifles. Oh, Italy's on the rise to greatness. Oh no, you know what? Let's go and make sure the Austrians... I see what's going on here. We'll help you out. Don't worry, Bavaria. You got reinforcements. Oh, I guess you're reinforcing yourself, but still. We'll help out. We're good allies. A so-called friendly society. We will let them to continue to exist. Boom. Our lands returned. As a result of the treaty with Austria, some of Italy's lands are to be returned. We are, however, only entitled to those lands over which we have a claim. Any others should, by all rights, be returned to Austria. Note, if you took Austrian core provinces, which are not also your own provinces in this war, enacting the return option will give these lands back. Be careful. Well, we haven't taken any lands from Austria. So, only keep territories with our cores. Right? So, I mean, that's... theoretically, that should return everything, right? No. Okay, well, we got our flashpoint tension going on there. So that shouldn't be too bad. We'll send that army back down into Rome. And I would imagine we've got a fair amount of industrial things to take care of. So let's sort by factories. Piedmont is still our most industrialized area, which is just fine with me. Wow, we need 64 tons of opium a day now. That's crazy. We're going to need all the sources of opium. Okay, Italian Sicily, Campania, Puglia, here we go, like South Creole. Fish cannery, lumber mill, explosives factory, and a liquor distillery. What do we need? Well, first off, if I'm correct in my geographical knowledge, South Creole is inland. So we're going to get rid of the fish cannery. I think we've got plenty of lumber mills everywhere else. We don't need another one. How many explosives factories do we have? 1. So we'll keep that one going. We will certainly open it. And we don't need the liquor distillery because we got one in... oh, I guess that's in Honduras. That is a massive winery. I don't think it needs to be that big, but that is amazing. Clipper ship, why couldn't you be better? Okay, well, we'll get rid of you. We'll shut you down. We'll keep that massive winery going. And we'll get rid of the liquor distillery there, too. So that'll be enough people to employ those guys, which is good. And then what I want to do is go to Campania. This is not working. We are going to remove that focus. We're going to go to Venice and say you guys can focus on our shipping industry, and hopefully we'll get that back. Hopefully. All right, let's unpause. With this being at 100%, I would have to imagine at some point soon that crisis is going to fire. We'll see. One can hope. Drunken riots, that is a bit of a problem. But I mean, really, we get Lombardia back, and Italy's going to be looking pretty swanky, to the point where I don't even know if we're going to need Dalmatia. We do have cores on it, so, you know, I guess we could use it. An intriguing challenge to classical liberalism has emerged. Social liberalism. Some might argue modern-day liberalism, but let's not get too political. Let's also check our navy. We can build monitors. Now, oh, Jacobins, are you kidding me? And Bari as well? That's going to be a bit of a pain. When it comes to ships, right, the Commerce Raiders aren't exactly the greatest. Ironclads, these suckers, are like classical, like a Commerce Raider, but built out of iron. So they're more shippish, whereas a monitor is what we would think of, or what's generally called the ironclad from the American Civil War, which was, you know, basically a riverboat. You can't send it out in seas. It's going to get swamped like crazy. Regardless, I'd like to get steam turbine ships so we can start building, you know, modern day ships. So once we're done with the breech-loaded weapons, we're still not quite to steel steamers, but that's going to be the next step to get ourselves set up so we can actually build a new modern navy. You can just stamp those guys out. That'll be good. And we won't worry about the Northern Army. Getting them set up to do that is not really all that necessary. But while I'm paused, I'm going to do something well I remember, and that is expand all my naval bases. Venice really could use an expansion. Come on, Austria. What are you doing? You're doing nothing, that's what. So let's get all these guys sorted. There we go. So that takes care of everything in Italy. Let's go take care of the Americas. There we go. Let's go take care of Africa. There. Oh, that's going to need some serious upgrading. We got some Clipper transports there. That's good. And now let's also go take care of the Middle East, which we'll have to take care of when that one's done. One last thing I want to check. They are friendly with the UK. We know Oman is. What about the Trucrial states? They are in the UK's sphere. Bahrain is friendly with the UK. What this basically means is any expansion, and I bet you guys are too, aren't you? Yeah? Well, no. I see. Do you have anything worth taking? Not really. Alright, so the only place we can really expand in the Arabian Peninsula right now is in Zadi. I don't know if it's going to be a good idea to do that or not. Let's check Ethiopia. Neutral. So we could expand into Ethiopia. Ottoman Empire. Opposed, cordial, neutral, hostile, hostile. So there is a chance that we could sphere the Ottoman Empire, and I'm not saying that that would be a bad idea. I think that would be a great idea, except for the fact that they hate us, thanks to, you know, kind of what we were a part of up here. So I don't know if we'll ever be able to get them in our sphere. That kind of sucks. But there's going to be no real expansion in Saudi Arabia. Let's check Persia. Friendly with the UK, we won't be expanding there. So basically, we're lucky that we were able to grab Aden when we did. What about these guys? Cordial with the US, or the UK, so we might be able to grab some of Margarine here, but again, well, we got some cotton. That's about it. Nothing really all that useful. So African expansion is still on the go. Arabian expansion is absolutely out. And then if we take a look out here, Sarawak is out. Lanfang is a potential. Brunei itself is in the UK sphere. And Sulu Sabah is a potential. So, yeah, we might be able to snag some spices, but I don't know about being able to get a hold of the oil unless we go to war with the Dutch, who are allied with Russia and France. That's probably not going to happen. One last thing before the video ends. How's this looking? We could potentially pull Spain into our sphere, which wouldn't be a bad idea. They'd actually be a very good sphereling to have. So how about we drop some points into them and take a look. We can probably limit Uruguay, although with the US there, you know, sometimes you don't want to do that. We will decrease opinion of the US in Brazil. Peru is looking fine, so we don't necessarily need points in there. And Macaran, we're getting close to pulling them in our sphere, which is good. So we'll leave it like that. And Spain and Mexico, thankfully, the US don't seem to be all that interested in actually advancing Mexico into their sphere. So maybe they didn't cause that revolution. Or at the very least, they're not very good at making use of the land that they claimed. So, I think that's been a pretty successful episode. Stuff actually happened. Italy actually grew. My word. That's crazy. So we'll take care of the revolution in the next video and hopefully get Lombardia included so we can have all of Italy under Italian rule. I think we can all agree that that's the best possible course of action for anything. Prussia still likes us, so that's good. Things are looking up. Thumbs up if you have enjoyed this video. Leave your comments, questions, concerns, thoughts, jokes, musings, what have you below. Thank you all very much for watching, and we'll see you next time.